relationship with Krishna. They are called confidential devotees. Next paragraph, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu enjoys his pastimes with his immediate expansion, Nityananda Prabhu. That's his manifested pastime. Manifested pastimes. His internal pastimes with Ramananda Rai and Sarup Damodar in the last 6 years of his manifestation, both Advaita Acharya and Nityananda Prabhu did not have entrance into that. Gauranga was hardly externally aware. And Swarup Damodar and Raya Ramananda did. So it says here, his pure devotees and his 3 Purusha incarnations, Karnadakshay Vishnu, Garbhadakshay Vishnu, Kiradakshay Vishnu, always accompany the Supreme Lord to propound the Sankirtan movement. Kiradakshay Vishnu was Virabhadra Goshai. And how did Garbhadakshay Vishnu and Karanadakshay Vishnu manifested? I forgot. I just can't remember. I do remember about Kiradakshay Vishnu manifested as Virabhadra Goshai, Nityananda Prabhu's son. So, when you read purports like this, and other things, we start to wonder, how do we get there? That's clear. How do we get there? We're conditioned. We're coming from a conditioned platform. We're not internal. We have a lot of distractions that are external. Neither are we confidential. Confidential means Nitya Siddha. We are bound. How do we get there? We get there by following the instructions of a bona fide spiritual master, worshiping Tulsi Rani, chanting Hare Krishna, reading and distributing books of the Acharyas. This is how we get it. Now, it's mentioned about in Raghunath Das's Govardhana Ashraya Dasakam that Govardhana Vasa Purtana Dasakam from his Stavavali, that if anybody takes water on their head of Radha Kund, then they very quickly become a confidential devotee of the Lord. So, Shamakund and Radha Kund are very confidential. The idea of it is that we hear and chant anyway. Just like I was telling the Madhva, telling the Sri Vaishnava scholar, that whether we're liberated or not, we're going to hear and chant anyway. So, but we try to stack it up, of course. But that mentions in Garud Purana Sarodhara, chapter 8, verse number 26, that there are 6 things that give liberation for the dying. Ekadasi Vrata. We should always try to improve it. Whatever we're doing, from one Ekadasi to another, we should try to improve it. That's our individual capacity. Gita, Bhagavad Gita, anything that's sung. Gita means sung. So Bhagavatam is sung, Chaitanya Charitamrita is sung, Chaitanya Bhagavad is sung. Basically any kavita, glorifying the personality of Godhead, when it causes lahariya, rising tide of happiness in the heart, it comes out of the mouth as song. I asked one Sanskrit Pandit, is there any rules about singing? In Sanskrit. And he says, they really don't mention rules because it's driven by bhava. It's driven by bhava. But Krishna is in the heart of the devotee, and he gives brains how to follow meter and like that, according to what is previously sung by the acharyas. The devotee gets brains how to sing something. When it comes time to sing something, Krishna will help you sing it. Basically, that's it. So, singing the glories of the Lord. And the more that we sing the glories of the Lord when we worship the Lord, then that pulls us in like a magnet. That pulls us in. And Kirtaniya Sada Hari. We should chant all the time, not with, we should sing all the time, not whenever we're happy only. So that's one thing. And so that helps us. The Ekadasi Pratama Gita, what is sung? Gangambu, Ganges water. Tulasi Dalam, Tulsi Prasadam, thrown in the mouth. Vishnu Padambu, and Charanamrit from the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Namani, and the holy name. Manane Muktidani Cha. For those that are dying, these 6 things give liberation. I saw elsewhere, anyone who dies in a Goshala also is liberated. So our business is stack these 7 things up as high as we can. Basically. Because are they going to be liberated or not? Your guess is as good as mine. That's another shloka of Gauranga. From Chaitanya Bhagavat, chapter 3. Antyakanda, chapter 3, verse 486. Siddhar bhavati vāniti asaṅśayota truta sevinam. Will somebody become liberated or not? In the infallible service of the personality of God at Achyuta, we may have a doubt. Nisaṅśayatstu tat bhakta paricharya ratatmanam. But if you try to serve devotees, there is no doubt. Serving devotees means you try to help their tasting Krishna consciousness. That's serving devotees, ultimately. Helping them taste. If you have a relationship with another devotee, like for example, husband and wife, for example, then you're supposed to help each other taste Krishna consciousness according to the individual preference of that living entity. And if you do so, then each of you become very dear to each other because they're helping me get Krishna and Gauranga like I want. That is perceived. And friendship in the temple, it's the same way. You have friendship with somebody, share something very dear to them. Then, so their mind will dance for days. That is really good. Then they become very dear. Okay? And so that devotees become very greedy for something. Take, they call out. As Narottam Thakur Mahasaya says, Grihe Bhavanite Take, Ha Gauranga Boli Take, Narottam Magitalasam. Doesn't matter you're householders or living in the forest as a renunciate. If you could call out Gauranga's name plaintively, then I want their association. So the business of a devotee is to get to the point of Dake, to call out to Krishna, to call out to Tulsi, to call out to the Parshadas of Gauranga. Because the Supreme Lord is the judge. And his Parshada, the eternal Nitya Parshada, Nitya Lila Kinkaras, they are the jury. And we have to get them to encourage us to join them. By our activities of purifying our heart, we should try to do it in such a way that they will be encouraged to call us, to join them. Sanatana Pad describes in Brihad Bhagavatamrita that is before we give up the spirit soul out of this body. Forget liberation. We try to serve devotees as best we can. Serve as devotees means we help them. Not simply in the maintenance of their stupid material bodies that are rotting, although that may also go on as a subsequent thing, subordinate class. But the main thing is to help them taste asvadana, taste Krishna consciousness. That's our business as serving devotees. And it's the same kind of thing that according to the Brings, just like marathons coming up. So devotees are going to go out and pass out books. So basically, you just hook or by crook, give them the book. You know? And that was the old days. Just tell them anything, give them a book. Okay, yeah. But at the same time, nowadays, people want to ease the book into their hands. You want to actually get them. Try rather than use for it. Try going to tie. So basically what we want to do, you want to find out what's their interest. What is their interest in life? And we try to connect that with Krishna. Here, this book will help you with your interest, like this. And if you know what is there inside, then you can easily explain it to them. Give them